Today I fucked up by announcing my poops during an important conference call. Well, this happened about 45 minutes ago and I'm dead, so this is maybe my ghost posting for me. Since there's not much else to do while working from home under quarantine, we've decided we're going to potty train our 2-year-old next month. In an effort to get too interested in the potty, we, myself, husband, and 5-year-old, have been proudly announcing when we do our business, and then promptly giving each other high fives and cheers, etc. 2 is definitely curious, and each time we tell her, just wait until you do it, you can get all the cheers. So today after I do my business, I proudly run downstairs and proclaim in a loud reaches the back of the room kind of voice, I went poopy on the potty. And there is dead silence. I look at my family staring back at me with wide eyes. I'm really confused until a heartbeat later, I realize my husband is on a conference call that is both unmuted and on speaker. They've just heard my grand announcement. Let's make it even horrifying, it's not just my husband's immediate team BC, no, that would be too easy. It's a big conference call with many supervisors across different sites who were discussing some upcoming program changes. Yep, are you on a conference call? I shouted in the same loud voice, wishing the floor would just swallow me up right there. Yay, mommy went poopy. Cheers to also very loudly. I'm not sure what happened next. BC I died. RIP me, and I'm not going to any Christmas party ever again now. Too long didn't read. In an effort to teach my 2-year-old about how cool using the potty is, I proudly announced that I pooped, and it was accidentally overheard by my husband's very large and important conference call. Similar story. Before I was born, my parents went to a really nice restaurant. Babysitter fell through, so they decided to take my sister with them. She was about 2 at the time and was potty training. My mom excused herself from the table to use the bathroom, and took my sister with her so she could use the potty too. After both do their business and leave the restroom, they start walking back to their table. My dear, sweet, amazing sister waits until they are in the middle of this fancy restaurant, and then yells as loud as she can, "Yay mommy! Potty chair!" Mommy went on the potty. Cue an awkward silence from all the fancy folk. My mother, who is unaware of the definition of embarrassment, fucking bows as my sister is cheering. She bows 3 times. My dad? He died of embarrassment at the table as my mother and sister sit back down with him. It's moments like that where I wish I was the older sibling, so I might actually remember these amazing moments. When my oldest was in Boy Scouts, we were at den meeting. The leader's youngest interrupted with, "I went pee in the potty." All the boys stood up and cheered. Ha. Any parents on that call definitely understand. Deleted. My 31-year-old wife announces I pooped. We don't have any kids. Is it weird? I don't think that's bad. I think it's cute and humanizes your husband having to work at home with his family. Nothing to be embarrassed about. Today I fucked up by being predictably feminist. I'm a STEM grad student and the only woman in our lab of 10-ish people. Each of us have a lab job, scheduling meetings, maintaining equipment, whatever. The guy who swaps out all the gas cylinders regularly, the most physically demanding job, just graduated. In a group meeting, we were discussing who would be the next gas cylinder guru. Robert, Andrew, and Richard, you don't have lab jobs yet, who wants to do it? Of course I wouldn't stand for this. Why is it assumed that it must be given to a man? Women can move heavy things too, damn it. So I said I don't have a job either, I'll just do it. I knew right away that I had fucked up. All the guys started smiling and I knew I had been tricked. Sure enough, they knew if they didn't ask me I would volunteer for the job to prove a point and I'd get stuck with the most annoying lab job. Too long didn't read, volunteered for a physically demanding duty to prove a point, and got stuck with it. Dem lab partners playing 4D chess with your mind. Oh Lamau, you got clowned. You clowned as hell Lamau. Congratulations, you played yourself, right? No one tricked her, she just talks before thinking. I never understood this mentality. Since when is it wrong or sexist to assign a task to the most qualified person? I used to work offshore, which was a very physically demanding job. Sometimes there would be certain tasks like lifting something especially heavy, or pulling something especially heavy out of the water. Being a female, I was usually one of the physically weaker ones on my shift. It would easily take me twice as long as some of the guys to do it and leave me in more pain. I would never decline a task if my lead told me to do something, but my leads would rarely pick me out of the bunch to do some of the extreme heavy lifting. In the same way, there were numerous tasks that I was a lot better at than some of the other guys. I was prioritized for those tasks. I never felt like I wasn't pulling my weight. I knew that I was never going to be the strongest, and I was okay with that, so I strived to be the smartest and the quickest. You are proving very little beyond the fact that you are extremely gullible. If you want to push the boundaries for women, then excel at your strengths, and stop wasting time trying to prove silly things. Allowing stronger people to do certain tasks is not a slight toward women. Wrecked. Today I fucked up by venting about my boss when I thought I was muted. So my girlfriend and I work from home for different companies. I'm working from home every other week. This is an at-home week. We were having our morning meeting over the internet. Voice only. There are 8 of us on the call including my manager and me. And the manager of our location was talking to each of us about things we're doing, things that need to be done, etc. When she got to me, we went over a few things, told me some things that needed to be done. I explained that I'm trying but other people in a neighboring department don't really help and make it very difficult for me to do what she was asking. She told me what she wanted and I said okay. I then muted my headset and started venting to my GF about the difficulty I was having that my manager seemed to gloss over. I was sort of mocking what she said to me because she made it seem like it was a simple thing to accomplish. Ending with an exasperated "What am I supposed to do?" to which my manager replied, "Hey, we can all hear you, you might want to stop talking." After which I explained I was supposed to be muted. The red light was lit on my headset. I may have apologized, I don't recall. After the meeting I sent her a message apologizing and explained that I was just venting because I'm having a hard time with the job and don't know everything I'm supposed to and that expectations keep changing. Told her that I would appreciate if she could call me and we could talk about it because I'm having a real hard time concentrating on my job when I don't know if I'll still have it next week. But she's busy in conference calls for a while, so she won't be able to call me for a bit. Good times. Too long didn't read, vented about my boss to my GF while on a conference call, thought I was muted, everyone heard me. Update, boss lady didn't mention it during my daily checkout. So I'm gonna cross my fingers that she doesn't fire me tomorrow because that's my Friday. Update number 2, was not fired yesterday which was my Friday. However I am applying for a different position in the same building where hopefully I'll be less miserable. We call this a resume generating event. We used to call them SLEMS, career limiting maneuver. Do let us know how it goes up. Hey, maybe it will work out for the best. Maybe the manager will realize how short-sighted she was being and work it out with you. I really doubt it. But thank you for the positivity. Oof, good luck, my dude. Don't leave us hanging, do update on what happens next. Similar thing happened to me the other day. I was on a risk and controls conference call with 3 others. Voice only. 2 of them were talking constantly and my manager and I barely talked. I was playing GTA on the PS4, as I didn't really need to listen. The TV was on mute. I had spawned outside a hospital and had got in a car, drove about a bit. After about 2 minutes I ran over 2 people on the road. The PS4 remote started to flash and loudly, the crackle of the GTA cops radio, the lady dispatcher said her statement and it crackled then went off again. I wasn't muted and they heard it clearly. Silence for a second, somebody laughed but didn't know who and then they moved on. Still expecting somebody to say something